Alright, so I recently stumbled across a video from a guy with a few questions to atheists and non-believers. I've decided to answer these questions. He's requested that this be done seriously without jokes, and that it not be done with insults, and that it be done with honesty. So the first question he asks is, do you believe the Jesus of the Bible really existed? My answer is no. The evidence would seem to suggest that he probably didn't exist. I've been studying this topic for a while now, and watching the debates between scholars on both sides, and it looks to me like the best evidence for Jesus' existence cannot really be considered credible evidence. People seem to turn to Paul as their star witness from the Bible, and to Flavius Josephus as their star witness from outside the Bible. But the thing about Paul is that his writings in Corinthians are the earliest recorded documents we have from the New Testament in regard to Jesus, and Paul never even met Jesus, yet gives a summary of his life, which Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John all could have worked off of later. And the thing about Josephus is that though he is the only historian who seemed to write about Jesus in the first century, he was born after Jesus had supposedly died. Plus, these writings make Josephus out to be a Christian, though he was an Orthodox Jew until the day he died. So his writings appear to have at least partially been interpolated, if not completely forged by Christians. Having people like Eusebius in defense of early Christianity doesn't help the case either, really. Eusebius is, after all, the one who is quoted as saying, "We shall introduce into this history in general only those events which may be useful first to ourselves and afterwards to our posterity." And, well, taking into account the parallels between Judeo-Christianity and earlier pagan religions, it seems likely that he was just another version of a mythological savior who was born in a miracle birth involving a god. And, well, so Jesus is probably just a result of distortions in oral tradition that eventually made it onto papyrus. Anyway, question number 2 was, why do you think Jesus has become as popular as he has become? For one thing, Rome had a lot of power when they began Christianity, and they forced a lot of people into it. This was followed by heresy laws and the witch burnings of practicing Druids and other forms of pagans. Plus, over time, people just came to fear hell, to want heaven, and to love the idea that there was someone who died for them. That kind of thing makes people feel important, and, well, who doesn't want to feel important? So, basically, it's popular because of the power the church holds, its marketing ability, and fear tactics. And the last question is, how do you explain the miracles he performed? They didn't happen. They were simply part of the mythic stories.